Hi, I'm Kathleen Flinn. I'm the author of The Sharper Your Knife, The Less You Cry, and the Kitchen Counter Cooking School. And today we are going to do something called Pasta Pomodoro. And it sounds fantastic in Italian, even though it just means, pasta with tomatoes. But one of the reasons I really wanted to really capture this recipe and teach it is because we did a project for the Kitchen Counter Cooking School, and one of the things that people took away and they made all the time was this particular dish. And so I wanted to teach it because it's simple, it's easy, it is kind of just really fundamentally fresher and healthier than, say, opening a jar of spaghetti sauce, even though the concept is still the same. So we're going to get started. So I'm going to use cherry tomatoes because I actually find, and I think it's kind of universally true, that they tend to have more flavor year-round than, say, a lot of the other tomatoes that you find in a supermarket. I put some olive oil in. I'm going to let it heat up a little bit. And I'm going to add, listen, sizzle. And I'm going to add the tomatoes. I'm not going to cook them for very long. I just want them to essentially wilt. We try to take on some of that heat, which actually starts to break down some of the sugar and caramelize them and gives them a nice kind of sexy flavor. So one thing I would say about ingredients in general is that people don't taste enough. So when you're buying a cherry tomato or a group of them, just kind of surreptitiously take one and taste it first and make sure that it actually has some flavor, because if it doesn't have any flavor when you're going to go buy it, it's not going to have that much flavor when you're actually cooking with it. During the summer, however, go to the farmer's market, get some great tomatoes, and this dish will be awesome. So you can see that the tomatoes are taking on a bit of a sheen. And it doesn't take very long. Now, I'm going to add in some garlic. Garlic does not take very long to cook. It shouldn't take any longer than, say, about 30 seconds to a minute. Next, I'm going to do something that is very classically Italian, and that is that I'm adding some pasta water. And all this is the water that was left over from making the pasta. Very simple concept. When you make pasta, make sure that you always add in salt. And the reason for this is because pasta just tastes kind of bland when you don't salt the water. In fact, little known secret, not enough home cooks do it. Add a lot of seasonings to your pasta water. Whatever the pasta water tastes like, that's how your pasta is going to taste. Add herbs, add pepper, add salt, whatever. In this case, we just added salt. And I'm going to add a little bit in here. And the idea is that it's just going to sort of extend the sauce a little bit. Give it a little bit of body. And now I'm going to add my cooked pasta. And in the cases where you're going to add pasta to a sauce, undercook it a little bit, just a minute or two, because it will continue to cook when it's in the pan with the sauce. This is true even if you use a jar of sauce. Don't be afraid. Undercook your pasta. It'll make your life better. All right. I'm going to finish it by just adding a little bit of basil. There we go. And the great thing about simple sauces like this, or simple dishes, is that they're easy to edit. Do you not have any basil? Don't add it. Do you have leftover chicken, say? You can add that instead. Do you have, a whole bunch of zucchini from some other lesson that you taught, like I do? Sure, simmer, just add that in and saute it too. But I think the key is don't be afraid. Try to experiment. Use fresh ingredients and taste those ingredients, because that is what makes a difference. So, I'm just going to pour it in here. There we go. And the thing that's great about this is that they're whole ingredients. All you have to do really is chop up the tomatoes. You don't even have to do that, really, frankly. I sometimes just pour whole tomatoes in. And that's it. So, thanks for joining me. I'm Kathleen Flinn, and I will see you in the next lesson.